Well, hello, welcome. This is Here's to Your Good Health. My name is Linda Prezioso. I'm a nurse practitioner at Family Medical Center, and tonight I'm so excited. I have my buddy. We always have a good time. We cut up and we don't pay mind like we're supposed to sometimes, but this is Claibourne Holtzman. He is the owner and proprietor of Remedy This Naturally. He's a guru with natural health. And we were just talking about people having COVID and doctors not knowing how to treat them because there's no evidence one way or another. They're kind of flying by the seat of their pants, taking care of people. And this can be a deadly disease. So we decided that the thing to do is to get back to nature and get back to what God gave us in the first place. You know, He created the tree of life in the Garden of Eden. And I think we should be eating off of that and not eating the ibuprofen and the Tylenol.
Well, you know, it's amazing that if we will think about it, the best, what we should do is get our bodies in the optimal position it can be in, so that when this stuff knocks on our door, we are feeling good and it knocks us back for a little bit, but we can rebound because we're putting in the proper nourishment. And as those know that when they listen to what I have to say, that it's my belief and my opinion that God created man and woman in His image, His likeness, and He put the recipe in the book of Genesis as to what needs to be done, how we can work. And then you got the books of the Bible telling us what things to do, what things not to do. We had that way back when, before we were...
I know.
I guess we were thought about because God doesn't have any surprises, right?
No, He doesn't. We get surprised, but it ain't because God hasn't had it there for us. So I'm sure most everybody knows who you are and what you do, but just give them a little overview. Who are you? Why have you even been in this business all these years?
I'm Claibourne Holtzman. My wife and I, we own and operate Remedy This Naturally. It's on 1140 Benvenue Road here in Rocky Mount. We've been doing this for like 25 years.
At this location, right?
This location has actually been 16 years where we are now.
Okay.
I can keep up with that because of Ian's birthday.
Okay.
And Ian was born when we were putting Remedy This together at Benvenue Road.
Okay.
What is so neat about it is things happen in our lives that we think are negative, but they are all there for a purpose.
Yes.
And my son Mark, who is in like 45 years old, had health issues when he was coming along, and actually the problems he were having were coming from the medications that were being given to him because of his childhood issues. And we actually ended up going to an osteopathic doctor, Dr. Cal Streeter, and he helped us understand that we needed to put back into the body what he was deficient in, so the body could, guess what? Heal itself. And that's how I got involved. And then we saw how good it was there, so we made great changes in our life and our health to be able to accommodate a good childhood for him. And then for us as parents, we needed a good adulthood to take care of the kids.
That's right. We had to have energy to take care of them.
So the thing is, everybody's affected. You know, it's just like you're talking about the COVID. Everybody's affected because we don't know who is going to quote unquote strike next, and who's going to be the recipient of the negativity of the immune system being compromised or low. So we need to get to the point of, let's see what we can do. What is it that I can take? what is it that will help me have a stronger immune system? And people are talking about it. You talk about your vitamin C, your vitamin D, your zinc, your magnesium. Some of these things are just basically, we should have been educating ourselves before a major pandemic or calamity comes into effect. And it's just like magnesium. When you're deficient in it, you're going to have health issues. And we've got to have it to make the function of the body. And a lot of times, magnesium, when I was growing up, it was one of those things that Mama gave us when the bowels weren't moving like they were supposed to. And Mr. Phillips,
that's right,
Mr.
yes,
Phillips?
Yes.
Milk of magnesia was something that she would just line us up. And something kind of interesting, across the field from where we lived, Mr. Abraham lived. And in the springtime, we kept wondering why there was a continuous flow of different people going to his house. But he was the man that made it possible and gave everybody a dose of whatever it was, that they got a cleansing in the spring cleaning, just like we used to take.
Yeah.
And I hope our audience is a little bit older like us.
A lot of them are.
And the reason I bring that up is because the same time Mr. Abraham was doing his cleansing of the kids and the adults, we were doing the pulling down the sheer curtains, cleaning them out. And do you remember something where you had a curtain stretcher? Do you know what that was? Anyway, we had sheer curtains, and these curtain stretchers where you put them on, and they had little nails you stuck them on, and you get bloody fingers, and then you get the curtain messed up again. So it didn't make sense. But everything had a spring cleaning. We had a season for getting ourselves prepared for the next season. And that's something that's kind of interesting. Throw that nickel's worth in. It's not 2 cents anymore, it's the nickel's worth.
That's right. Inflation. Everything's going up, so no more 2 cents. So I was talking to Claibourne, and I said, the general consensus now for health, optimal health against the virus, is, and I could add other things that I believe, but we're going to talk about vitamin C, vitamin D, as in dog, and zinc. Those three, taken in combo, are supposed to be helpful towards fighting the virus. And, I had COVID. I had a very slight case. I didn't even know I was sick. I thought I had a sinus infection. And so my business partner sat right where you were that Wednesday night. And we talked about oils and essential oils and the oils that are antiviral, and she takes a lot of that, and she also does the C, D, and zinc. And so then the next day I found out I was positive, so I had to let her know. She went and got tested. She wasn't positive, but she'd been faithful in taking that C, D, and zinc.
Yeah, the vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, and the neat thing about it is we have to understand it is required for the absorption and utilization of calcium and phosphorus by the intestinal tract. It is necessary for the growth, and especially important for normal growth and development of bones and teeth.
Yes.
And making sure we keep them is important. A lot of times we get muscle aches and muscle pain, and that could be a vitamin D deficiency. What do you guys test for?
We test D2.
D2, okay.
And you can be very fatigued with low vitamin D2, very tired.
Yeah, because the prevention and treatment of osteoporosis, and then it's also enhanced immunity, and is necessary for thyroid function and blood clotting. So that's important to know those things. Vitamin D also get from food and supplements, required conversion of in the liver. So, and then the kidneys we got to make sure they're taken care of first as well, also as well. And you know, you can come take a supplement, or if you can find 15 minutes 3 times a week, you can get your vitamin D.
In the sun?
In the sun. The sun rays will turn it in the skin and it will convert it. So yeah, it says, expose the face and arms to the sun for 15 minutes 3 times a day is effective way to ensure adequate amounts of vitamin D in the body. I thought that was pretty neat, you know.
Yeah.
You
don't get vitamin D in too many foods.
Yeah. In the herbs, you get it in alfalfa, horsetail, nettle, and one of the things that always tickles me, we take, and you want to get a steak and they put 1 piece of parsley on it. You eat the parsley, throw the steak away.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. That's right.
And you'll get it from that.
Yeah.
If you are severely deficient in vitamin D, you know, you used to have something like rickets and disorders in adults. And so it's important, a burning sensation in the mouth, the throat, diarrhea, insomnia, visual problems, and weight loss. Vitamin D can help make those
correct your body, yeah.
Yeah, so it has a purpose to do all those things. You get the vitamin D in your fish, liver oils, fatty saltwater fish, dairy products.
Because they're fortified.
Yeah, and then let's see, we get it in butter, cod liver oil, dandelion roots. I walked through the yard today and the dandelion is popping up almost like a carpet out there. I don't treat to get rid of dandelions. I actually picked a couple and ate them today.
Yeah.
It's kind of
cool.
cool.
Really good for you. You can make a tea out of them.
Yeah.
And of course, some people make wine. I don't drink, so that's not for me, but a tea would be fine for me.
So you can actually eat the whole, the root, the leaf, and the flower.
Yeah.
Eat the flower while it's yellow, not when you go and all the seeds blow out. It really has a kind of unique way of doing that. So those are some of the things. Intestinal disorders and liver and gallbladder malfunctions interfere with the absorption of vitamin D. So if you're dealing with some type of ailments, maybe you should realize that you got to put some things back in to help the body to absorb, assimilate, and fight against what's going on.
Right.
If we can get back to the green pharmacy, that's why I'm a big proponent of a green food that blends, has your alfalfa, your barley grass, wheat grass. Some of those by themselves are really good as well. Alfalfa is one of the favorites.
And they make powders and stuff, so you can just put it in water. They might probably even make a pill. I don't know.
Alfalfa, we sell alfalfa in a capsule. You know, they're gel capsules, and you can get it that way. Make a tea out of it. Or if you have some green alfalfa, you can actually eat it that way. It's just kind of like part of a salad. So that's kind of
Some of
cool.
it's an acquired taste, though.
It is. I checked my bees, and Roger helped me check them out last week, and just to make sure they were doing like they were supposed to. And I had a few where the bees have strayed and they started making comb in a different place, and it had some lava in there. So I did something I've never done before. I ate bee lava.
What is bee lava?
That is baby bees before they're born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I got to thinking about this crazy thing, Linda.
Yeah, I believe that with you, Claibourne.
I got to think about, what does the bear eat? if the bear goes into the hive, he's going to get stung by the bee. But the bear loves more than just the honey. He loves the bees and he loves the larvae, which is the bees in the process of being born. So if you check your Oriental Eastern people, they make a delicacy out of it. And even
they eat bats too, however, and I ain't eating a bat. And that's something God made, but
Yep. But I got to thinking about what is the nourishment, and then I got on a rabbit trail of chasing down what are the it's really high in protein, and that's what the bear really wants is the protein
to keep them through the winter.
Yeah. So those are some of the things that are there.
Let's highlight some C. That was all D, right?
That was all D. That is correct. What we just talked about, and then vitamin C, right next to that page there. You can find vitamin C in berries, citrus fruits, green vegetables, good sources. And this source now is about to become available for us, and that would be asparagus.
Oh, yeah.
Because asparagus is one of the first plants to be available in the spring. And we were talking about that cleansing and detox a moment ago by Mr. Abraham. One of the great things about asparagus is that it is a diuretic and a cleanser of the urinary system. So in order to function and be the best it can be, the spring cleaning of the urinary system is something that's kind of important. So
makes your pee stink.
Well,
but it's good. I love it.
Bottom line is going out.
That's right. That's right. It tastes good going in. It doesn't matter what it stinks like going out.
But the other thing would be avocados, beet greens, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cantaloupe, collards, dandelion greens again.
C is in a lot of things, much more than D.
Oh, yes, very much so. Rose hips, radishes. Some of the herbs would include alfalfa, burdock, cayenne, chickweed, eyebright, fenugreek, horsetail, kelp, peppermint, and their list goes on. And so...
Now, my aunt told me years ago, and I don't know if this is a scientific fact, but she said there was enough C in an orange for your daily dose of C.
I can believe that.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
And especially eat the whole thing. I love doing grapefruit. And what I do is I cut my grapefruit in 4 sections, and I peel it. And the peelings, I actually cook.
Yep.
And I bring them to a boil, and then let them steep for 2 hours on a very, very low heat, and then I drink it. I would recommend most of you, if you try that recipe, you're going to want some stevia, some xylitol or something to sweeten it, because it will make you pucker. The tannins in there are very strong, but the benefit of the vitamin C and the minerals and the nutrients from...
And you can do that with oranges too, with
oranges,
orange peels.
lemons.
And orange peels have, or lemons, it's lemons. Lemons have something in it, I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's, it helps with weight loss. Leptin, I think it's leptin.
Leptin's in there.
And so I have a friend who just told me that today, that he does the same thing with the lemons that you do with the grapefruit, and then he mixes it with water, and then he drinks it. So it's like lemon water. And
actually, you are getting a therapeutic dose of nourishment when you do the lemon. It is powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's cool.
All right, it's time for our first break. Don't go away. If you want to give us a call, please do 407-1111. Claibourne's here with his big old book, and I'm here with my puny brain, and between the two of us, we can probably answer your questions.
But what the brain lacks, the heart makes up for.
So don't go away, and we'll be right back with more of Here's to Your Good Health. Hang on now.
Yeah.
At Down East Hearing Care Associates, we are dedicated to taking care of every client by providing personal, high-quality hearing care services. My staff and I know hearing loss affects each person and their loved ones differently, so we give you the time and the care you need to ensure the hearing technology chosen fits your lifestyle. At Down East Hearing Care, we also make custom ear molds and specialize in emergency hearing aid repairs. Down East Hearing Care Associates has 2 locations, one in Knightdale and one in Rocky Mount. We have hearing lives to save.
I came to the emergency room because I was having what seemed to be an episode of AFib. I was very, very scared and wasn't sure exactly what was going on. They told me that they were going to do a catheterization. I was just totally blown away. The kindness, the compassion, the nurses, I was treated better than I've ever been treated in my life. I was just so excited that I could do it here at home at Nash UNC.
Hi, I'm Richard Goss, pharmacist and owner of Holtzman's Drug Store here in Rocky Mount. Here today with my wife and 2 daughters. For over 75 years, Holtzman's Drug Store has been the pharmacy of choice for residents of Edgecombe and Nash County. Our family is proud to call Rocky Mount home, and we are excited about the new services and products we are adding daily at both of our Holtzman's Drug Store's locations and also at our medical supply store.
Come in and see us at Allman's Medical Supply. We're an extension of Allman's Drug Stores, your local hometown pharmacy. We're here to service all your needs, from wheelchairs to walkers to orthopedic supports to compression hose to hard-to-find wound care supplies. And you'll always get that hometown customer service.
We want our patients to pay the best prices, get the best service available, and have a better pharmacy experience than they will get anywhere else. Our staff is committed to going above and beyond to meet our patients' needs. Whether it is working with your provider to get you the best medication at the best price, contacting your provider to get you refills or a prior authorization, or taking the time to review each of your medications with you personally, or perhaps even helping you find an old-time remedy or other hard-to-find items, your Allman's Drug Store staff will work hard to meet your pharmacy needs. At Allman's, we will deliver your prescriptions for free. Both of our stores have drive-through windows, we guarantee short wait times, and our pharmacists will come out to greet you personally and answer any questions you have. If you want to be met with a smiling face, or even want someone to greet you by name when you walk through the doors, we are the pharmacy for you.
Call Allman's Drugs today.
443-3138 or 446-0014.
That was a quick commercial, but maybe we talk an awful lot, so it probably was not.
We just did the best part of the program during the commercials. I mean, we just covered some stuff that we didn't stop. We kept going back and forth. And we got to talking, well, we want to talk about this, about the common cold we were discussing.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I was telling her that years ago I was in a class, and the person teaching the class challenged the pupils and said, I want you guys to give me the answer to this question. And the question was, what is the cure for the common cold? And so we were able to break up in little sections, 3 or 4 or 5 people in a group, and we were all to come back together after a little while of discussing what the common cold and what the symptoms were, what was going on, and what was the cure for the common cold. And we had the answer as?
The common cold.
The common cold was the cure for the common cold. And because it has to take and build the immune system. And so we started talking about immunity and build up and what was going
immunity
on.
And
so
yeah, we carry on
those
lively conversation.
are some of the things that we shared with each other.
That's right.
And it is amazing how the only difference than what Linda does and what I do, she is trying to get quicker results by coming and using a pharmaceutical product. Mm-hmm. Plants do not work as fast as chemistry does, but it doesn't have the side effects either.
That's exactly right.
So I would challenge you to think about and look at the history of your family. Mm-hmm. What are, I have more people tell me, they come in and says, what is an herb that will help with diabetes? And would it help reverse it? And I know I got it. It was inherited because my mama had it, my grandma had it. Therefore, I know I'm going to get it.
Wrong. It's probably the way they ate.
Oh, you can say that one again.
It's probably the way they ate. Grandma taught mom, and mom taught daughter.
And a big thing of that is there is a lot to do with genes and heredity, but there's more to do with consumption of what we eat, drink, or what we don't eat and what we don't drink. And the other thing is learning. The number one thing is water. And I watched a special about the state fair on, I believe it was Asheville in the western part of North Carolina, and the kids that were grooming their cows and their sheep and the farm like you got, they said the first thing they said for their livestock was water. And now, the other thing, when I talk to people about what herb is something that is really powerful, and I talk about alfalfa. And so the people who are taking care of the cows and the horses and the sheep, they know that water and alfalfa work to do a great job. And then they're in different consistencies. The alfalfa, we market a lot of chlorophyll. And chlorophyll is alfalfa, the ones we sell, is alfalfa that has been soaked, and the green juice is put in liquid, and you take it in a concentrated form, and you put about a tablespoon in a bottle of water like you got right there, and it actually helps to clean, detoxify the digestive tract. And so you got that going on. So that's something that you can do for yourself.
Right.
Give yourself that gift of loving you. Be preventive. Be
That's the
proactive.
whole thing. Be preventative.
Be
That's
proactive.
the whole thing. Yep.
And it's just one of the things zinc is great for is the common cold. But the best effect of that, it needs to be at the first sign. If you start having a sniffle, you start having a cough, any a sign that not normal, sneezing, watery eyes, things like that. Start pumping in the vitamin C, start pumping in the zinc. Put the magnesium in there. You will know when you got enough magnesium.
You will?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you'll eliminate it?
You will get a little bit of the runs. You know you need to back up on that. And then, okay, what would I do if I would have diarrhea? One of the things I would take as an herbalist would be activated charcoal. You know, I would use that to help absorb and soak up the extra water, but also it's antibacterial. So it would take and get rid of the bacteria, the fungus, whatever it may be, causing my body to not function like it's supposed to. And then the other thing is, we look at ourselves not realizing that if we're blessed, we're going to have birthdays.
That's right. We like birthdays.
I guess I could say, and I don't know how true this statement is, but there was a gentleman who was a Chinese doctor that I met, and he said, what he said about the heart. He says, your heart is like a motor. It has so many beats. When the motor's time to quit, it'll stop.
Well, that's pretty much it.
So
You can make it stop by smoking, carousing, drinking, eating poor foods, eating fast foods, junk foods. That can all increase.
and we can talk about one of the things that you always tell people and your patients, and that is eliminate your stress the best you can.
Yes.
I think that's one of the things you preach all the time.
I do. I'm all about, and what's one of the biggest ways to get rid of stress? Exercise. I'm all about exercise. I'm all about healthy eating, eliminating stress. Because some people, I just had a conversation with the patient's daughter today, and she said, Mama has this ailment, that ailment. They take her to the doctor. They can't ever find anything. And she said, I think it's depression. The daughter said, and I said, I think it's stress.
Well, stress goes into depression.
Yes.
In other words, you build on the negativity. A lady just told me, and she says, I cannot stand it. She says, I haven't watched my TV in 2 weeks. She said, because every time I did, I got sick. So she turned the TV off, and now what she is doing is changing the foods that were advertised on TV for something that is natural, and trying to help the body get stronger. I mean, what I was...
All that stuff, any processed food, any food in a can, a box, or cellophane, stay away from.
Yeah. What is the saying on that? Just make sure it's in its natural form.
Right.
The processing is what
Right.
takes all the nourishment away. And then you have to understand, if you're going to use a can that has a lining in it.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and by what I mean by that, when you open up a can, normally the outside of that can is nice, shiny. Let's hope so anyway. And then when you open the can, you look at it, it's a different color. Because the food that's in the can, especially if it's acidic, has changed the chemistry of the can.
That's right.
And that toxins in the can is going into the food, and then it goes into your body. There is a company that their lining of their cans is white.
I can't remember what it's called.
And then not only that, the additives they put into stuff makes a big difference. And I'll tell you, you don't overeat when you eat vegetables raw, because you get tired of chewing. I cheat.
Oh, you do?
I cheat on when it comes to my things that are bulky, that needs a lot of chewing. I put them in the blender. And we were talking about grapefruit a while ago. I take my sections of grapefruit and I put them in the blender. And the neat thing about it is, the juice goes to the bottom, the pulp goes to the top, and I can eat it with a spoon. It's like eating cereal.
It's great.
And that's how I do mine.
It's called bisphenol A or BPA, and that's the chemical substance that's been used in polycarbonate plastic and epoxy since the 60s.
Yep.
It's also in plastic bottles, and it's in lining of canned goods.
Yeah.
So
BPA is recommended to stay away from. Try to get your own stainless steel cup with a lid on it. Use something like that. Or have something you drink out of that is not plastic. Just try to stay away from it.
yeah,
as
you
much
shouldn't
as
drink
possible.
plastic. You shouldn't drink water like this.
Yeah, but it's so darn convenient.
Well, yes, and that's it. I stopped and bought a bottle of water, so for tonight.
And you didn't want to be coughing on your show or
That's
anything
right.
like that.
That's exactly right. All right, it's time for our next break. So we're going to go ahead and take that. We're just a minute or so early. And when we come back, we'll finish talking up. We haven't even talked about blood pressure or cholesterol yet. And we haven't gotten, did we talk about zinc?
We hit a pun at a couple little examples, but we didn't do no detail.
Okay, well, we'll be back in just a few minutes with more of Here's Your Good Health. If you've got a call or a question, give us a call, 407-1111, and we'll be right back after these announcements. Don't go away.
At Down East Hearing Care Associates, we are dedicated to taking care of every client by providing personal, high-quality hearing care services. My staff and I know hearing loss affects each person and their loved ones differently, so we give you the time and the care you need to ensure the hearing technology chosen fits your lifestyle. At Down East Hearing Care, we also make custom ear molds and specialize in emergency hearing aid repairs. Down East Hearing Care Associates has 2 locations, one in Knightdale and one in Rocky Mount. We have hearing lives to save.
I came to the emergency room because I was having what seemed to be an episode of AFib. I was very, very scared and wasn't sure exactly what was going on. They told me that they were going to do a catheterization. I was just totally blown away. The kindness, the compassion, the nurses, I was treated better than I've ever been treated in my life. I was just so excited that I could do it here at home at Nash UNC.
When faced with special care needs for elderly or disabled loved ones, families want compassionate, comforting care. That's Tender Touch Home Care Services' goal, providing the level of care we would expect for our own. With over 10 years of home care excellence, Tender Touch provides an array of services that keeps your loved one at home. From personal care, light housekeeping, errands, and meal preparation, to our private duty care program, which combines all of our home care offerings in one package.
Tender Touch Home Care Services, where your needs are our concern.
Hi, I'm Richard Cuss, pharmacist and owner of Almonds Drug Store here in Rocky Mount. Here today with my wife and 2 daughters. For over 75 years, Almonds Drug Store has been the pharmacy of choice for residents of Edgecombe and Nash County. Our family is proud to call Rocky Mount home, and we are excited about the new services and products we are adding daily at both of our Almonds Drug Store's locations and also at our medical supply store.
Come in and see us at Almonds Medical Supply. We're an extension of Almonds Drug Stores, your local hometown pharmacy. We're here to service all your needs from wheelchairs to walkers to orthopedic supports to compression hose to hard-to-find wound care supplies. And you'll always get that hometown customer service.
We want our patients to pay the best prices, get the best service available, and have a better pharmacy experience than they will get anywhere else. Our staff is committed to going above and beyond to meet our patients' needs. Whether it is working with your provider to get you the best medication at the best price, contacting your provider to get you refills or a prior authorization, or taking the time to review each of your medications with you personally, or perhaps even helping you find an old-time remedy or other hard-to-find items, your Almonds Drug Store staff will work hard to meet your pharmacy needs. At Almonds, we will deliver your prescriptions for free. Both of our stores have drive-through windows, we guarantee short wait times, and our pharmacists will come out to greet you personally and answer any questions you have. If you want to be met with a smiling face, or even want someone to greet you by name when you walk through the doors, we are the pharmacy for you.
Call Almonds Drugs today.
443-3138 or 446-0014.
All right, hello again, welcome back. This is Here's to Your Good Health. He made me laugh at the
Well,
break.
you know, we hadn't talked about that. I gave her a dose of her own medicine, and she made it herself by laughing because God said, a merry heart doeth good like a
That's
medicine.
right, that's
so
right.
Linda's over here making medicine. She's being a pharmacist
I'm
right
gonna
now.
be healthy. You know, I really am pretty healthy. I'm fat and I'm old, but you know, I mean,
Cuddly is warmth, and being cuddly, I think it makes you happy.
well, there you
Right,
go.
Bob?
Yeah, Bob. Are you watching, Bob? But we were talking, I was telling him that one of his employees, who I used to have as a patient and treated her for blood pressure, well, she goes and finds all this stuff at his store, and I've lost my my client. She doesn't come anymore. Isn't that awesome?
Well,
that
we'll make sure she comes for. We'll make sure she comes for checkups.
Yeah.
You know, and to do the annual
But I'm
physical.
just really excited that she has found, and she checks her blood pressure, you know, she's got a machine, but that she can do it all naturally instead of throwing a pill at her.
Well, you know, it's a matter of finding out what the issue is and then doing research. You can actually come to remedy this naturally. We have got the new version of this one here is way back old. This is the second version. But I noticed today we had new, up-to-date, latest edition of this magazine, or this book. It is phenomenal.
What's it called?
It's Prescription for Nutritional Healing. It was put out by James and Phyllis Balch. James has passed on. But this book here, actually, let me go back and tell you how long ago this was. If it don't take too long to look it up. This was done, well, I saw his when he was born, and okay, this book here, this edition was 1997.
Oh, okay. So we're going on, yeah.
Yeah, however many years you subtract to 23, where you got 21 and 7, 3, you got 20, almost 25 years that this book has been around, and It really has a good reference point, because what it does, it will tell you what supplements, what vitamins, what minerals are essential and which are important and which may be helpful. That's how it's broken down in the book.
So essential means you've got to have them.
Yeah.
And helpful means you should get them as much as possible. And the other ones you just look at, and if you got a particular ailment, you might want to need it for that.
Yeah. So what I'm challenging you to do is just start learning. I try to, before I go to bed at night, I try to read something, especially positive, and something that's beneficial, that is going to, one, give me good dreams and help and hope and love, because I'm saturating my brain with it before I turn off the light. And then when you're sitting there, you get all the stuff that's happened throughout the day, the week or whatever. I'm going to tell you how I learned years ago to get rid of something that's not good. Because first of all, well, I'll tell you what I did and I'll tell you why I did it.
Okay.
One, I wrote the negativity on toilet paper. I'm an unusual guy, really. I wrote it, and you can't use the cheap stuff that breaks through and you have to, and you're doing it with your finger.
Stuff.
Yeah, you got to have something that works. But the toilet paper idea, and you can do it on anything else you want to, and you can flush it or whatever.
Trash barrel.
But because it was a bunch of crap, I did that of writing it on toilet paper and then flushed it, and it was gone.
That's a great analogy. It's a great idea.
That's just something, it's just things I'm looking all the time, because people are asking me questions. Somebody called and asked about a particular thing, and I said, I don't have an answer for you. It was someone called me about keloids.
Oh, yeah.
But I found an answer since then, and the answer was DMSO.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I've got to get back in touch with that person that asked me that, but my mind wouldn't rest until I could come up with an answer that would be promising. Because, see, I am just sharing knowledge and information, but it's your body, it's your mind, it's your health that has to make the change inside of you.
Yes.
And when it makes a change inside of you, guess what? Your body will heal itself.
That's right. That's right.
Everything, I don't think it's changed from the Garden of Eden.
Probably not. There's nothing new under the sun.
All we got to do is find out what it is that God recommends for us to do or take or be, so we can be whole again.
Well, and getting back to the negativity, we need to turn our TVs off. If you're watching...
After we do the show.
I'm talking about like the news. I do not watch the news.
How about we say be selective?
There you go. Be selective. Watch funny, stupid things that make you laugh, because how did you say it? Merry
heart doeth good like a medicine.
That's right. And laughter is good for your soul. That's a proven scientific fact. So we need to stop focusing on all the COVID and stop focusing on the politics. You can't change anything. You work on the things that you can change. The things you can change are exercise a little bit every day. It's getting nice out now. I don't want to hear anybody say they can't go. And the only excuse you have for not walking is if you need a knee replacement. So, and then I'll send you to the pool, because there's several different places in town now that you can get pool therapy.
Cool.
And that, that doesn't put any strain on your joints. So, eat right. You don't have to eat the dandelions out of your yard if you think that's weird. But you should eat, I had a salad for lunch and I used spinach. I don't really like cooked spinach much, but I do like raw spinach.
Yeah.
And so I eat that because, iceberg lettuce is nothing but water. There's really no nutritional value in it, but you're going to get nutrition from that spinach. And if you don't like spinach, eat your lettuce and just put a little bit in, sprinkle it in, and kind of learn how to develop a taste for it. I go outside at lunchtime and walk.
Yeah, it's important, and try to do it where you're getting fresh air. Try to do it where you're safe, but most of all, do it where you can release the negativity and the tension. In my case, I say flush it. But move forward. Give yourself the gift. Linda, I'll tell you one more. Lady would come talk to me this week, and she has gotten where she is really upset about her size. She loves the Lord, like you said, and she feels like she's being unchristian in a sense where she's not doing how she needs to treat her body.
Okay.
She's very upset.
Okay.
So Claibourne had an answer for her at the end of our session. I told her, I says, look, do you have a full-length mirror? She says, yes. She said, I do, in the bathroom. I says, here's a suggestion I'm going to make. I want you to get staunch naked.
Oh, my.
And I want you to get in front of that mirror. And I want you to offer a prayer to God. And that prayer is, God, I really know you love me the way I am, but please help me love myself the way you do.
Boy, that if we could bottle that and sell it, we'd be rich, wouldn't we?
And I ain't never heard a burst of laughter from this beautiful lady. And she says, I'm going to do that, because it finally struck her that she is being negative to herself.
Right, that's right.
God still loves that negative woman.
Absolutely.
But he would love for her to be happy because he likes his children happy. And then if she's happy and she's laughing, she's making medicine, and the endorphins are healing and curing her.
That's right. That's exactly
It's
right.
powerful. So those are some of the crazy things I do, and I look at life that way. I look at life as to, it's not complicated. Why are we making it that way?
And for any of you out there that are young, saying, oh, they're just two gray-haired old people. Yes, we are two gray-haired old people. However, we've walked down plenty of roads. And we've both been young and raising kids and working full-time and wondering whether I was going to have enough money for both the car payment and the house payment. I mean, I know that. But if you can learn to do the things that we've been saying now, I wish I would have learned some of that when I was in my 40s, raising my family. I'm a slow learner. It took me a little while, but I'm getting there. So, it's just important. Now, for me, I read a book on my phone at night, but I read so much during the day, and I talk so much during the day. My brain's pretty dead by 8:30 or 9 o'clock, so I can't read too much. But I put on scripture. Anybody that's got a computer, a phone, an iPad, there's plenty of scripture readings that you can sleep to. All you just search for meditation scriptures, and they'll come up, and I punch that on and I let it play until I go to sleep.
Remember, you are the most beautiful creation God ever made. And each one of us can say that because God had enough love for you and I and our neighbor and our friends and even the people we really don't like, that He can make the change in our life and our health. And a lot of it is we bring on us what we should not carry.
That's right.
And I challenge you to do that. And remember, your laughter makes a merry heart. And every time you do that, you're healing yourself.
That's right.
Physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, in every aspect. You are healing yourself and your circumstances. I'm Claibourne Holtzman. Thank you for letting me be here.
And I'm Linda Prezioso. Thank you for watching. And we will see you next week with more of Here's to Your Good Health. Have a great evening, y'all. Good night.